Peace and love, y'all. What's up? I'm back. I wanted to talk a little bit about the Mexican monster, David Benavidez, really quickly, really briefly. I enjoyed his fight last night. It was definitely a new texture, a new pace that I saw of David Benavidez last night. Okay, has some, questions lingering, has some questions answered all at the same time. All in all, I think it was a pretty good, display, a pretty good debut for him at 175. David Benavidez definitely pulled off a victory against Alexander Gvozdyk. This was definitely a test for the young king. This is where he had to prove himself. He had to show up. And this was a big step for him in his career, entering a new weight class. I would say somewhere nearing the peak of his career, or definitely at a highlight point of his career, and him taking the step to take such a risk says a lot about the warrior heart of this young brother. Last night's fight was definitely his first fight within the light heavyweight division. And considering that, I'd posit, that he did a good job. I know that there seems to be some mixed reviews about his performance last evening, but I'd say that overall, he kept his composure. And it seemed to me that he applied enough pressure for a good part of the fight that the latter rounds didn't affect too much a decision being given in his favor to win the fight. Benavidez applied all pressure in that first half of the fight. Okay, really, from round 1 to say 7, 8, real talk, Benavidez was letting them things go, baby. Benavidez was fast. He let them hands go as we know him to do. He was rife with combinations as we know him to be. And he had success, most definitely, with that output. He threw uppercuts, 1-2s, hooks, 3-piece combinations. I mean, that man was definitely putting his neck down for show. Okay, he was definitely showing out in the first half of the fight. Now, moving into that second half, I'd say Gvozdyk is at this particular point, making the attempt to make his presence felt. He picked up his own pace and he began showing that wisdom and that experience of a former champion, because that's exactly what that man is. Okay, he bit down in that second half, and he gave Benavidez something to think about. Okay, he started sticking to those punches. He started boxing smart. He stuck that jab out. And all the while he was finding success with his own combination punches, which was very, very interesting to see how Benavidez was going to be able to adapt to that, what he was going to do in response to that. He did some nice body work, Gvozdyk. He did a good job of switching up his punch placement. He was not too predictable, and he really kept Benavidez thinking. He kept Benavidez on his toes for much of the fight. With Gvozdyk's boxing work, I think Benavidez, kind of exposed his trouble, okay, with his inability to cut off the ring. Okay, that's not something that is, new to us boxing fans. We know that's not something that he normally does. Okay, Benavidez comes forward. He's a pressure fighter. So when Gvozdyk, got to boxing and moving, it was effective for him. Okay, he took advantage of that. All the while, David, kept his composure. He was still, putting his little combinations together here and there and stuff like that. But his pace definitely slowed down significantly. The output definitely shifted compared to that of the earlier rounds. But he definitely still managed some good work. All in all, though, Gvozdyk was responsive throughout it all. At no time did he drop the ball. And whenever David mustered up something to throw at him, he immediately responded back promptly. Okay. It looked like fatigue possibly could have set in with Benavidez in that latter half. I'm not sure, but it's definitely probable. That in combination with taking, heavier punches from a 175-pounder for 12 rounds would not be surprising about the effects that it would have on David as somebody who is having his first fight in the weight class. Alexander Gvozdyk, is his only defeat prior to last night, came by way of Archer Beterbiev, the beast, the animal of a man. Okay, so this guy, Gvozdyk, is no joke, and he certainly gave David some good work. Real talk, I can't help but wonder if David will have success against the likes of Benavidez and Bivol at 175, y'all. These guys do not gas, okay? They do not stop. All right, they hit hard and they are ruthless, ruthless competitors and warriors. Okay. I believe in the post interview, David mentioned that he would likely go back down to 168, but that he is also interested in remaining active within both of the weight classes, I guess bouncing back and forth between the two. We'll see what's in store for the young king. Congrats to him on his win, and much, much respect to him for taking the risk of chasing greatness in a new weight class and grabbing a new strap in the process. Anyway, that's all for me, you guys. I'm on to the next. Peace.